Welcome to the Aisle Chat podcast with me, Beth,
Josh,
and Ryan.
This podcast is all about exploring the big questions, the small moments, and everything in between.
Whether you're stuck at the shops, in traffic, or just looking for some inspiration, our chat is here to keep you engaged.
It's time to talk, connect, and find meaning in those everyday moments.
Welcome to the Aisle Chat.
Massive announcement. Obviously, we need your eyes and your ears for this one.
If you are planning your wedding,
You've probably been listening to us for a little bit, and we only go so far, but coming up is the wedding show.
now any couples out there who are planning the wedding and then you want to meet some suppliers face to face, this is the show for you.
Now, if you know your landmarks and your Liverpool heritage, you'll know that it's in the exhibition centre, which is right next door to the M&S Bank Arena. There's over 70 vendors and suppliers at the show. 70! Can you believe it?
Wow.
And you might even see a couple of us down there.
When he says a couple, he means himself.
Yeah, because he doesn't do none. This show is like no other. Preconceived ideas about what wedding shows are like, and this is anything but. It's lively, they've got live music on, they've got a catwalk on, there's too many people that you can't even probably get round. It's the place to be.
I'm gutted I can't be there now.
Well, snooze you lose, son. I'll be there. See you at the 8th and 9th, and I would head over to either their Instagram or their online website to get them tickets, because you'll need them to get in them doors.
Get your tickets now. I just want to start off this week's episode and say thanks to everyone, new followers who've been joining us on our journey through TikTok, Instagram, YouTube. It literally has, the analytics, as Lion likes to say, has went through the roof recently. I think we're gaining 15 new followers a day on Instagram. We want to try and push that up, plus 20, 30 a day. And TikTok's doing like 20 a day already, so we need to keep pushing. Not that we're bothered about followers, but...
No. But exposure's always good, isn't it? Like, obviously, the more eyes and ears we can get into, the better it is for the podcast, but the better it is for the people listening. Like, if it's getting out there and helping people out, which is what people are typically coming back with now, that's the general feedback, isn't it? That it's like really helped them through their planning journey and things that they either wouldn't have thought of or did think they wanted and now don't, that type of stuff. So obviously it does help, like.
Yeah, and we've even had a comment on one of our recent YouTube shorts saying, "You guys sound Scouse." Did you see that?
No, I didn't see that. What gave us away, girl?
And I actually done my research. It's an American, like, he obviously likes football, American football, like NFL. Okay. I just thought, we're getting...
Are we international? I think we're international. I think that
worldwide.
makes us international, that. But yeah, episode 30. Now, we spoke about milestones.
Yeah.
And I mean, it's obviously because it's a round number, a whole number. Probably most people, podcasts, don't get past 10. So
Start off ones don't anyway.
You know, and considering like how we've got to fit it in around all of our lives and then the guests' lives and stuff like that, it does get quite challenging to do. So I'm quite happy that we're at 30, to be honest.
Same.
Be boss when we're at 50 and 100.
Then it will be a real celebration then.
But
I'll
take
still a celebration.
I'll take 30.
And it's an even bigger celebration because we do have another guest in the room with us.
Of course we do.
It's Karen. But she goes by Second Chance Gowns.
Wedding gown cleaning company.
Oh, right, okay.
We've got a few.
Few titles.
Aliases.
What was the first title you started off with?
A wedding gown cleaning company.
Do you find yourself when people ask you who you are, you still say the first name, or
Yeah, we do.
just like them, for example?
Yeah. I always like to get that in, wedding gown cleaning company.
Yeah. Did you start off, how many years ago was it? How long have you been going for?
Well, I've been a dry cleaner for over 20 years. And we were in Billinge, we had a dry cleaners up in Billinge, right facing a dead busy wedding boutique. So we used to get loads of the dresses in to clean. And then when COVID came, we wasn't operating anymore. So we just built a unit in the back, brought all the dresses down. It brought all the machines down that we needed to clean the dresses with, because I was a nan then. And then I thought, I don't want to be working every day. I'll mind the kids and, and help out doing that. And then it just outgrew the uni in the back garden dead quick. And then we got a place in the secret warehouse and just snowball from there.
I was going to say,
a great place to work from, the secret warehouse. They were great with us.
Genuinely, I never knew that was the story and how it got to what it is now. That's unbelievable. That.
I was thinking this because obviously we've asked you to come on here as Second Chance Gowns. But I knew, I had a feeling that I'd seen you before, and that was where it was, wasn't it? That when you did the wedding dress cleaning. And
yeah,
that's something you still do, I assume.
we still do that together in the same building. And we also have a seamstress who works with us upstairs. And so the three businesses are all together, yeah.
Oh,
It's good
that's
as well that
amazing.
you've been able to like pivot around it, hasn't you? But stay within the same kind of world, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, well, that's what we want. We did want that. It was quite important to us that to keep it together.
Cool.
While we're talking about cleaning wedding dresses,
Yeah.
is there a set price on like the cost of cleaning a wedding dress? Because I know that they're very expensive to get them clean. My cousin was looking because she had a wedding in Ibiza,
Yeah.
and then come home to have a home party
Destination brides.
the week of Christmas, and the week of Christmas she was having the home party, so she wanted the dress cleaning but couldn't get it done anyway because
She should have come to
I
us.
know, but she was going to the dry cleaners, and obviously she couldn't believe how expensive it was, but the dresses are so expensive. So is there a set price on cleaning a dress?
Yeah, so the way we've priced ourselves is we do a 1 to 2 layers or 3 to 4 layers, because obviously the more work that's involved in it, you get really slim gowns, and then you can get great big massive ball gowns, so there's a lot more work goes into them, because you'd have to clean every single layer and press every single layer as well. Once you've cleaned it, it's the pressing that takes up a lot of the time. The cleaning's quite...
I didn't even think about it. I just thought,
about that.
it's just a dress,
Just
like
a
you
dress,
clean
like
it.
a
Yeah.
t-shirt.
Throw it in the
Yeah.
washing machine on a full spin.
40 wash.
I don't even know
She
what a full spin is.
She actually she put it in the bath and attempted to wash it herself.
Nightmare.
And it was more sand on it, and she did get like the heavy dirt out, but she was like, if it breaks, it breaks. But she did get to wear it again for that
think
night.
this is
but
the-
now I know she can
Yeah.
come
But
for
this
you.
is the sad thing, isn't it? Like a lot of people probably don't ever get them cleaned because they don't ever think they'll ever wear them again.
Yeah.
Which
There
I
is
guess...
a lady, I think it's Redress Studio, a seamstress. She's just started a new business. I don't know whether she's been on the podcast.
She's actually, I think they
She's-
just give us a little
She's messaged
message.
us,
Yeah,
but-
she's great. She's starting to design the dresses so you can wear them again. Only certain ones. I don't suppose you could do it with everyone, but she's local and she's got loads of really good ideas. She wears.
Shout out to,
Redress Studio.
yeah.
Yeah, they're called something. It's here, and Joe from A Bridal Story, Merseyside. They've got a
Right.
Now we're opening a can of worms now.
No, now I recall.
yeah.
Go on, who was it?
No, I know who it is. It's the bridal story, but I thought it was somebody else. I'm
So
just
did
looking
I.
for it now.
Redress Studio, I thought it was.
It's Redress Studio and the Bridal Story Merseyside both together.
Right.
You go and have a little.
That's it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But they've definitely called themselves a name together.
Would you promote that? People
Yeah.
know them.
Yeah.
Once more with love.
Is that what they?
That's
right,
that's what they've developed together. So
Yeah.
A Bridal Story Merseyside and Redress Studio have created Once More with Love. I'm
Yeah.
actually just looking at the video now. But yeah, because we were saying, because they reached out to us to say, like, can we be on? And obviously we will have them on at some point. But when we knew you were coming on, which we'd already booked in,
Yeah.
we were like, oh, right, we've already got Second Chance Gowns on. And they were like, oh my God, made up. Because I think there is this like kind of pivotal shift now where like people are choosing different directions, aren't they? And like I think sustainability is becoming
Sustainability
like
is massive.
it's massive
Yeah.
in the world, but
Yeah.
now it's coming into our industry a lot more,
Yeah.
isn't it?
Yeah. And so it should as well.
Mm.
But get to wear a dress once. It is a bit of a waste, isn't it?
Yeah.
Massive waste. I like that idea as well about being able to, like that other person going to redoing it from, because I think people used to sometimes wear like their mum's stuff or whatever like that. So it's like a passed out, not like that, but like sentimental value.
Yeah.
You might wear it again or use the material to make a christening
Yeah,
dress for your
sometimes
kid.
they
or
sew a little bit of the mum's dress
Yeah.
inside the
That's
wedding
what I mean.
gown. Yeah,
Yeah.
you'd always see all little funny things.
I'm trying to think of that film where it happens and she wears a mum's dress.
I don't think you'd fit in your mum's dress. The waists were that big years ago.
Yeah, I can't. It's going to do my head in now. Come back to me later and I'll. I think it's a TV
Hold the phone.
show.
Hold the phone on
Just,
that one.
30 minutes
Talk
later.
amongst yourselves, yeah.
So give us a little insight to Second Chance Gowns. Like, what do you offer? Because is it just sample dresses or
Yeah,
is
so
it pre-loved dresses?
Because we've been cleaning the dresses, we get on great with some of the boutiques, and they've gave us their sample gowns to sell that have been discontinued. So it could be like a little flower or something. As soon as their designers change the design, they're not allowed to sell the dresses anymore. So they've got loads of samples that they can't sell. That's just the way they work.
So I think talking about like how you make these like assumptions based on like what you see, I thought this was like where you've got literally somebody else's dress and you're standing on like kind of vintage. But I suppose that happens. But I mean, they're pretty much brand new as well, then, aren't they? But just discounted.
Yeah, we do have pre-loved ones as well, because the dresses that we clean that come up really well. We'll put them on the shelf as well on our rails. But they've got to come up really well. Sometimes they don't.
Is this a conversation then you have with like the brides, for example? Say, are you going to wear this again, or can we have it? Is that like
we
kind
don't
of how
have
it goes?
to. We get asked all the time.
Oh, do you?
Yeah, we've got a waiting list.
That sounds.
So
A waiting list?
We've got a waiting list.
Hey, we're in the wrong gate.
A waiting list?
A waiting list. If you want to be added on, you can.
Becky's dress should be on that. Becky's never going to wear hers again. Yeah.
Well, she wore it twice.
She did wear it twice, to be fair.
Did she get it cleaned for the second go, or was she just
I think she
rock
did.
and roll?
No, I think she must have. Can't recall. I was in that wedding bubble, wasn't I? I didn't know what day it was.
Is this your wife?
This is my wife, yeah. So we got married in Cornwall, and then we came back here for like our party, and it was like a month or two apart. But yeah, she got to wear hers twice, which not a lot of people do.
No, but that's the destination ones usually do. We get loads of destination brides where they land. They've got to be booked in for this though. They land on a Tuesday and then they're having a home party on the Friday.
Oh, God.
So they'll get prioritised then if they're booked in, you know, and then we can turn it around for them, no problem.
So any destination wedding brides who need a dress cleaning, you've got to book it in.
Yeah,
Yeah,
just
no
Otherwise,
questions.
you're doing what best cousin did and got it in the bath.
Get your matey bubble bath in there and try and give that a scrub.
Do you ever...
Because you know what matey is.
I don't. Do you ever go to wedding days and help the brides get in the dress?
dress them. Yes, sometimes we do. So it's dressing the brides, going to the venues. I've been and done it in the Municipal. That's a lovely venue, isn't it?
Yeah.
In town. That was for a friend. That was more of a... We sold her the dress, and then I went down and dressed her on the morning. It was lovely, especially because I knew the family as well.
Yeah.
But I have been to some funny places where...
This is where it gets...
Come on, juicy.
Yeah. I went to this girl's house once in Birkenhead.
Oh, God.
And it's just the funniest house I've never... Honestly, it was mad. The girl was lovely, the bride was lovely. And they were all rushing, you know, panicking. The big bridesmaid put the little bridesmaid's dress on and burst the zip.
Oh, lovely.
It was just so funny.
Isn't that just that's so common though? It happens nearly every wedding. Something will not go wrong.
Bridesmaids that seem to always be culprits, spilling
Yeah.
something on it.
Yeah.
I think they're all going for these like,
the house.
they all have them like satiny looking ones.
Yeah.
I don't know what the name of it is, but like they always spill something on. They always manage to, don't they?
Yeah.
No,
You did that, didn't you?
I was just thinking for all like the personalised things that people have on Wednesdays, or the personalised hangers, and like that's your gift bag with all your stuff in. Like they all
How'd
end
you
up
get
with
it
the
wrong?
wrong pairs of shoes on the wrong dress, and it's like how it's all personalised.
I do think it is good though that with the personalisation stuff. I do think it's key on a wedding day to stop people mixing stuff up. You know what it's like, especially for the lads. Normally, lads don't have anything that's personalised, and they've all got each other's pants on. And each
The
other's
lads I can
blazers.
understand though, to
Yeah,
be fair.
you can with men, can't you? But
Yeah.
not women.
So what I was thinking as well is, like, and you touched a little bit on it there, what does an experience look like? Because we've done a podcast before in a wedding shop,
Yeah.
a lovely wedding shop, Brides by Natalie. But
I love the brides by Natalie.
Lovely
the
girls,
fab, yeah,
perfect.
That big window.
the church that they're in is incredible, the
gorgeous.
space.
Yeah.
Right there,
But I've spotted your little space as well when I was driving past, which I talked to you about one time. But what does an experience look like? Is it the same kind of like feel the girls come in with the same kind of time of like? Because I know when I can't speak. I remember when like I know the idea of going to a wedding dress shop. There's like a feeling to it, isn't it? It's like that whole Pretty Woman saga where you get waited on hand and foot. Is it the same?
Yeah, we do give bridal appointments where we let them come in and choose. It depends who they bring with them. We say, you pick a dress, and we'll pick a dress. So they try about 6 dresses on, you know.
So it's
and,
what's that program that they had on?
Say yes to the dress.
Say yes to dress. Is it a little bit like that?
Yeah, it is a little bit like that. And we let them try them on, and then we say pick different styles, you know, because
some people do go in with the mindset on a dress, don't they?
90% of them come in and say we only want a little plain, simple dress, and they go out with a great big ball gown. Where did that come from?
Which is great for you, I
Yeah.
suppose, because there's probably a price difference there.
No, not really. It just depends what suits them. It depends on the venue as well. What
Yeah.
type of dress you're gonna get, because
Do you want to get that?
No.
You're a busy woman, Karen.
I don't know.
People wanna know, yeah.
To know what's for tea.
she's went, hey, every 5 minutes phone me, make me look shocker. No, what a messing.
Is it just dresses that you do, or is the other stuff?
So we hire veils as well, because I think a veil's dead important to the look on a wedding day. But you don't have them on for long. You have them on for the ceremony, I think, anyway, and obviously for a few photographs. But then you can pay a couple of £100 for a veil.
Yeah.
And I just think, is it worth paying all that money when you're just taking them out? So we hire veils because we always think that's a little thing what you can cut a cost on, isn't it?
Yeah, I think that's such a good idea because, like, sometimes as soon as the ceremony's over, they want it out.
Take it out, yeah.
They look absolutely gorgeous, but the
Yeah.
practicality of them is just not
Yeah.
practical most of the time.
Definitely.
I was going to say 90% of the time the veil's out before the first dance, isn't it?
Yeah,
Easily.
yeah,
Well
easily.
before
Yeah.
the first dance.
And I
yeah.
think people need to tell the couple, like the brides, that before the wedding.
But
Listen,
then-
you're not wearing that all
Yeah,
day.
I know what you're saying, but then I just think obviously if I was ever getting married, like we still want the veil.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
yeah, it's
You know what I mean?
important.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I
Hand
think the
in hand,
veil
innit?
finishes
Yeah.
the look. When the girls are trying dresses on in our shop, and we then go, I'm not sure, we put a veil on, and they go, do you
Everything's
still everyone
changed.
starts crying?
Yeah. It's like it is like a finishing
So,
touch, I
yeah.
suppose, isn't it?
It's lovely.
There's not a more obviously bridal gowns, obviously a dress, but I mean, something about a veil, isn't it? That's just like
finishing touch, innit? Hand in hand.
lovely.
So if you're getting a dress, make sure you get your veil as well.
Your
And
accessories.
an underskirt, you can hide an underskirt as well.
Is this for like the sustainability side of it all? Like not making sure people aren't just buying and throwing away all the time? Is
Yeah,
that-
because you're not going to wear a big underskirt again, are you? You know.
But you must get people buying it brand new.
Yeah,
and
you
then
do
just...
get people wanting to buy the brand new ones. That's fine if that's what you want to do. You know, it doesn't.
Yeah.
But you can.
I
There's
think-
an
I thi-
option to hire.
I think for me, not for me because I'm not buying one, but like I think there's some people probably get stuck in the two realms of this because I think people appreciate and want that sustainability feel and the fact that what they're buying has a story already to some degree. But then, like when I buy camera equipment, for example, I don't know if you do this as well. I try my best to kind of like buy everything new because that's the start of a new story for me.
Yeah.
So I guess people get, I assume, stuck in the middle of like, what do I want? Do you know what I mean?
I was going to say, is there a certain type of bride who's walking through the door? Is it mainly for budget
The younger ones
Right,
are
okay.
more into the pre-loved.
stuff?
Yeah, I think so. Anyway, that's what we found.
From like a outsider's looking in, I would always think, would it be down to a budget reason why people go to pre-loved rather than buying brand new? Is there a huge price difference, or it's just preference?
The pre-loved dresses, well, they're all good quality dresses that some brides haven't got the budget for to go into the boutique and buy. So our dresses are £1,000 and under, but some of the dresses that we've got for £1,000 are the top designers. They're
Yeah.
really,
Yeah.
some people just literally haven't got it. Some people have got it and don't want to spend it. They can't
Yeah.
justify the money.
Yeah, definitely,
it
yeah.
doesn't- But it's all good quality stuff that we've got in our shop.
Yeah.
And then in a boutique, just out of curiosity,
Yeah.
how much would the price of a wedding dress go up to? Do you know?
Oh, you can get
Sounds like you're doing research here, mate.
definitely. You can there's some really good. We've got lovely boutiques in Liverpool, and some of them are 4,000. They are dead expensive.
It's a massive difference, isn't it?
Yeah, lovely.
I wouldn't know like what is the limit.
Yeah,
How high could
that's
it
what I
go?
mean. Like, I don't know how much a wedding dress is, so I was curious to see the
cleaned
difference.
a dress the girls picked it up last week. Funny enough, it was a dress. Got married abroad, and we cleaned it, and it had a big cape on it. And she wants to sell her hair down, but it's too expensive for our boutique. We want to cap it at £1,000. So even pre-loved, I think she's looking at getting £7,000 for it. So what's that cost?
Oh my God.
I don't know if that's
Would that be because of like the materials used or
the
or what?
designer.
Just the designer,
Yeah,
it was,
designer,
yeah.
yeah.
Isn't that dead interesting?
Yeah.
So there's just a whole new world that
I was going to
had no
say,
idea of.
so do the designers have the final say on like the price of things?
Yeah, I should imagine. So we don't deal with the designers at all. We deal with the boutiques or the pre-loved brides. That's what we.
Is it all local boutiques that you deal with, or did he?
No, we have we work with loads of boutiques all over the UK. We clean for loads of boutiques. We get DPD deliveries through the post every day.
Wow.
So we,
Do you
No wonder your phone's going off the bloody.
It's the Ring doorbell.
That might be.
This is just a curious question. Do you stock just white and ivory? Is that the colour? Or do you do like other? Because we've seen one bride once get married in a black wedding
We
dress.
just cleaned a black wedding dress, to be honest with you. And the girl's picking it up. She was like a little bit of a goth, this girl. She was lovely. We have cleaned a few black wedding dresses, but not many.
It's mad because you think that that's such a like a niche. But
Yeah.
obviously, it
There's
still is
proper
niche. But
designers who make black wedding dresses only. So
Really?
there's definitely a market for black wedding dresses, yeah.
I seen someone in a red one the other day.
Yeah.
Red wedding dress.
We've just had June from Emma's Boutique in Old Swan come to
Shout out to Emma's Boutique and Old Swan.
Emma's Boutique in Old Swan's lovely June. And she's just come to the shop this morning to us. So a girl's came in a couple of weeks ago and she said, I've just been moving house and I'm clearing the loft and I got married 35 years ago and I've got this dress that I want cleaning and boxing, and they asked if you tissue paper to preserve it. So I said, where did you get the dress from? So she said, June. So I said, we know June, you know, and Emma's, we know the lady. It's like the oldest wedding shop in Liverpool, still trading.
Yeah.
And
Love
June's just come in this morning. The girls just come in to pick the wedding dress up and they've met. Oh, it's so good.
So there must be, because you know, from our point of view, because we turn up on a wedding day and that's our, like, not our start of our relationship with our couples, because we always speak to them beforehand,
Yeah.
but how many times you have, like, you see the couple, like the bride even?
And we see the brides all the time.
That's what I'm saying,
The
so-
local ones we do.
Yeah.
With the ones in the post, we don't never ever meet.
So that
them.
relationship grows from that point onwards, but then when their day comes, like, yous aren't always going to be there. So do they follow up and show you what they look like in the dress
Well,
afterwards?
we do
or?
ask for
Like content,
Yeah,
like,
we do
yeah.
ask for like to tag us in, and you know, because it's always good. Isn't
It's important,
it?
isn't
Yeah,
it?
yeah. But sometimes they forget.
Yeah.
There's a lot to think about, isn't there? On the
I
day?
do you know what? I actually want to talk about this just very briefly about like couples when they do get married. I do think it is important to tag their suppliers.
Yeah, a lot
in
of
the
them
stuff.
are proper organised, and they do.
Oh, they do the list,
yeah.
don't they? I do
Yeah.
think it is important though, because it helps, doesn't it?
We also say yes to the dress as well. We have them pictures. But
yeah, I've seen them.
yeah, they're good.
They are really good. When we see them, we're like, right, the dress is sorted. When are they booking us next? Because I was going to say, when the bride comes to you, are you for the dresses especially? Is that the first thing they're organising, or?
Well, we think it's the venue first,
Yeah.
and then the dress, because obviously the dress has got to go with the venue, hasn't it? Really, I think so. Anyway, that's.
So if it's a certain type of venue, your dress has got to
Yeah,
match the
because
style.
you can be getting married in a castle, and you wouldn't want a little simple dress for that, would you?
I
You'd have
never
to get-
knew this.
I think
This is how we
design,
don't
yeah,
think.
Yeah.
Actually, I've never thought of
And
it
if you
in
get
that way.
married on a beach, you wouldn't want a great big massive.
That one makes
ball gown,
sense.
You
would
want
you?
a little midi
Yeah.
thing, don't you?
The beach one makes sense, but I think in the venues, I never.
The only thing I think of is when you're walking down the aisle and like they've got a big massive dress and the aisle's so narrow and you think, oh my god, she's gonna like,
Knock the
get lit
candles
up on those
over.
candles in a minute.
That's like a regular occurrence.
Do you get the dresses coming back once the candles have been at them, or?
No, but we have had gowns where they brought them in to be cleaned, where they've had the fireworks and the burnt. You know, that's
Little, like, stick, like,
little sparklers.
Yeah.
Little sparklers.
That's one of the-
nice.
that's one of the
There's no coming back from that. We
Yeah.
can't rescue that.
I always think that when couples ask us to do sparkle shots, that's in the back of my head every single time. I was thinking, if you want to do anything with your dress afterwards, there's a possibility that your drunk friend.
And and the flares as
Yeah,
well. 'cause
the
Oh,
flares.
the blue and the pink
Colours.
and all that. Yeah,
It's a stain, isn't it?
Yeah, they stain them.
Do they come out?
Sometimes they come out. We'll never say we can get the stains out 100% because sometimes you can't. But we try and take before and after photographs because they go, oh, we can't believe how well it's come up. But
Yeah.
sometimes you have about 5 goes. But then there's a fine line to try and get a stain out because the fabric's that delicate, what you're working on. You don't want to rub a hole in it
Yeah.
because you're trying to work to get the stain out. So we say, would you rather there just be a faded stain or it's your choice. We don't mind carrying on. But it could put a little hole in
Possibility
it.
that it doesn't-
And they just say, no, just leave it. Part of the day.
The story.
which I can see obviously your point of view because obviously on a wedding day the dress always gets dirty. They have it on 2 minutes and it's dirty. It's just unfortunate it happens and they're like, oh, can you edit that out of the pictures or can you hide that in the film? And I'm like, it looks bad, but it's not. Like, you can't
On
even
camera.
see it. It doesn't
Yeah.
even look bad. Like, don't be worrying, but obviously
That's
it's
like-
a lot of money.
That's a regular thing that we do.
Conversation, isn't
Like,
it?
Yeah.
I
you could
constantly
literally
do it.
step out your front door into a puddle, couldn't you?
Yeah.
So
Sometimes I've been at weddings where they haven't left the venue, and it's still gonna get. It's white. It's you know what I mean. It's,
yeah. Well, when sometimes they say to us, it's not that dirty. So the ones who drop off to us, they go, it's not that dirty. And I say, well, should we have a little look and go over it with it? You know, I've got my form ready with the little illustration on where we mark all the stains. I'm like, oh, there.
like a crime scene.
Is that like when you get like a rental car and you mark off
Yeah, that's
where
what
all the
it's like,
scratches?
a
Is that what
rental
it's
car.
like?
So,
Yeah.
we go around it and say, well, there's a little mark there, isn't it? What do you think that is? And they go, oh, I've never seen that.
Jaeger bomb.
Yeah. No,
That
what's
went
the
me.
espresso martini? That's the new
Oh,
one.
that's-
that's
to
you,
the
that, isn't it?
girls. Is
Yeah,
that what you like?
I've seen a dress do that.
Yeah.
Sorry, a bride do that down a dress, and I was thinking,
That must be the new drink for the
It is for me.
girls, Yeah.
yeah. I was gonna say, do you know when brides come to the shop and when they leave, can you please tell them that it will get dirty? Because we have it sometimes where you can see the bride, she's like, it's gonna get dirty. And I'm like, we shouldn't be the first one telling
Well,
you
we
that.
had it, didn't we, one time where, like, I think they were getting married at this, like, unbelievable venue, but the night before it rained, and, like, the bride was totally unwilling, and rightly so to some degree, to leave where they kind of got ready to go and take some photos and that down by the main hall, which was, like, the whole cell of the entire venue, and she
The
was
money
unwilling
shot.
to do anything, so we had to, was it your car that you got in?
Yeah.
Got in Josh's car, and we drove her down, because she wouldn't take a step outside. Not one step, nothing.
Listen, I'm not just a wedding
Cinderella.
videographer, I am a
Yeah.
chauffeur as well.
I actually think I drove the car.
Did you?
Yeah,
Oh.
I was there. I was the one who drove the car.
Maybe it was my hoovering skills that she was impressed with the brides. No, I think I drove, you know. I did.
No, I think...
Anyway.
Maybe that was another occasion.
Conclusion was we got the shots and she loved them. But it's
Yeah.
funny, isn't it? Like how I'm like, it's not funny. It's totally understandable. How they get in the man, like, I cannot be touched. I'm not going near anyone like that. Like, but then you get to the reception part and they're like, I'm not bothered now. Lash it over your shoulders and stuff.
Yeah,
Yeah.
when the alcohol kicks in, isn't it? Some of the bridal boutiques, they tell their brides when they pick the dresses up. I'm sure Natalie Ann Bride does this. Go and enjoy yourself in it.
Yeah.
And I think, wow.
You're only wearing it,
That's how you should.
Yeah.
That
I
is
think it's
literally how you
great.
should. Especially
Go and enjoy
if
yourself.
they're not thinking about getting it cleaned and whatever. Like, just, you're going to wear it one time, you might as well have the best possible time in it.
Day in it, yeah.
I think as well, it's the pressure of the photos, which is the reason why I think some brides don't want to get it dirty. That's the only reason why I would think they would be precious about the dress. Because afterwards, there's services like yourselves out there that can bring them back to brand new quality. So, you know what I mean?
Everyone hugs them as well, so all their makeup's going on them. They go, I wanted to get foundation there. And I go, well, someone's hugged you. Obviously, that's what happens.
Yeah,
You
so
can't-
who's
can't
5
say
foot
no.
in your family where...
And where's foundation?
Yeah, but it's true because even from a a groom's point of view, it's like they wear jackets and they end up, before the bride even comes down the aisle, they end up with makeup on them all the
where
time.
people are hugging
Do you
them.
ever do...
No, we don't do suits.
No.
No. We just specialise in wedding gowns.
Do you reckon lads are bothered though? Do you reckon there's a different, like, obviously the wedding dress is like iconic, isn't it? No one talks about the wedding suit.
Well,
Do you know what I mean?
I've done a wedding where, and you were at it, Zoe and Lee is at West Tower, where he in the morning chose to wear a certain jacket for the morning, and then I'd say while he was speaking to the registrars, he changed his jacket then to like an ivory jacket because he said all morning, which is a tip really for any grooms who are wanting to wear like an ivory or a white jacket to have a secondary jacket.
Chris / Craig wore an ivory jacket.
Exactly. But I mean, it's just... Sorry, Craig. It would have been funny if I said sorry, Chris. But it is that you need to think about, or when someone comes over to you, just go,
Yeah. Stand back.
step back.
Back off.
Just till after the ceremony.
Yeah, because it's not fair if, you know, as the bride's walking down or the groom's walking down and they see the other half and they stood there with a big massive patch of...
Yeah, she's like,
Candy
whose
floss.
is that?
Whose is that?
Whose makeup's that all over your jacket?
I know. And there's no way out of that.
Lippy.
That's your mum's, that love.
Yeah. Jinan.
Blame it on someone anyway. What I was just going to say then, and we spoke about it probably off air, I don't know if it was on air or not, because it was a bit like that, wasn't it? But if people are wanting to, like, obviously we're talking about dresses now being like iconic and about something that they want to savour and whatever, but you've just mentioned about a service that you're going to start offering, which is to frame the
right.
dress.
Oh yeah, so when we clean the dresses, we do it off of the boxing with the acid-free tissue paper to preserve the dresses, but we're just starting now a brand new service, which we're dead excited about. When we get
Exclusive,
it right,
by the way.
yeah, you heard it here first.
Yes, love that.
Where we're framing the wedding dresses, so you know that's going to be our new thing. What we're doing.
I must admit, even though we haven't seen it yet and we can see like the before basically it happens, I can already see that being a massive feature in people's houses.
sell.
Yeah.
As soon as you mentioned it before, I was just thinking, people are already doing it. This isn't like, even though it's brand new, the idea of getting something precious is not new. So like people have like, lads will have footy shirts, won't they? Signed by certain players and whatever. That's like if you're trying to envisage it now, that's exactly what kind of this looks like, but it's your wedding dress instead.
Loads of the brides call the wedding dresses a name. They get really attached to it.
Oh, really?
You know, and call her hair and she, and would you look after her?
I've heard that.
Please?
I've heard that, actually.
And it's such an important part of the day, I think.
I was actually just popped into my head then, and it's a little Harry Potter reference to all my Harry Potter fame out there. So when the wand chooses the wizard, does the dress choose the bride?
Yeah.
Really, yeah?
Definitely, yeah.
So when they stand there and put the dress on, it's like wind gushing at them and they're like, oh, this is it.
Well, some of them do, but most of them do. Yeah, you can tell when it's the one for them.
Really,
They just
yeah.
have a big smile on the face and can't stop looking at themselves in the mirror.
I think that happened to Becky, you know.
Really, yeah?
Because like you mentioned it before, like I think Becky went in with this like preconceived idea of what type of dress she wanted, and then it was only after trying a few on that she found the one that actually like spoke to her. So I suppose that there's definitely a truth in that, I think.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, it might not happen to every single person, but it does happen with most of them.
Yeah.
And loads of them cry. Loads of the guests cry as well.
Yeah, when I tried my dress on for the
I've
first
seen
time,
Can you see that in the thing?
my dress definitely chose me on that
This
day.
is our dress. This is our dress days. If you haven't seen that episode, that is definitely worth checking out. But it's on our socials anyway. But
God, it was
There
funny
you go.
that. I did see that. That's Natalie and Brides by
Brides
That's by Natalie, yeah.
Lovely window.
There's that window there that we
Yeah.
all talk about.
It's a good setting, that, isn't it, for trying dress
Oh,
on?
it's lovely. It's
The
really
catwalk.
lovely in there, yeah. They're having a big open day soon.
Do you know what?
Come on, Dee.
Well, I'm at it.
Oh, I think I might go, actually.
You know what I mean?
I can't be at it, unfortunately, and I'm gutted because I feel like that weekend everyone is doing something.
Yeah.
It was like 2nd of March, innit?
Yeah.
It's ingrained in my
coming up,
brain.
yeah.
So can brides go to that? And couples?
Yeah, I'm sure. I don't know.
It's like a
It's a
it's like a wedding fair, but
Yeah.
like
Well, give it a little shout out then.
Is it going to be for Mother of the Bride?
Details.
I think it's
Or
Mother
is
of
it
the
like-
Bride. It's to launch something for them. I'm sure it is.
Once you get some details
being
about it.
put on the spot. Now I have got all the details of it because they did message me off the back of it because we've got our mates Bridal Sky, who I think you probably
Yeah,
know
I
as
know
well.
Jason, yeah.
They-
Or
they-
Grace, isn't
yeah.
he?
Yeah, they kind of like I think put it in their heads and then
It's a boss little idea though, isn't it?
great idea. I think more places you'll probably start seeing that more. I think we've even spoken about doing our little open day because
Yeah.
We were going to do one before Christmas because I've got a couple of daughters. We've got the free models. And
Love a freebie.
do they know about this?
they had no choice. No tea or no model. If you don't model, you
can get out.
And loads of people wanted to jump on with us, but it just never ever. It was just before Christmas when everyone's so busy, we couldn't do the details. A lot goes into it.
Definitely, I can imagine so, yeah.
Well, we've had a bit of an
What's
insight.
this space? It doesn't mean that it can't happen,
Oh
can
no,
it?
it'll definitely will happen soon. Elmer's from John Lewis, they wanted to come in and set up. Say It With Diamonds were going to come. Loads of, we had really good,
Big ones.
big deal.
Malfunctions on a wedding morning for the bride's dress.
So I think makeup, when you've had all your makeup done, it's how you put your dress on as well then, isn't it? So
So basically you should step into it.
Yeah, I'd step into it. That's another thing what you've got to do. But,
See the way I knew that then?
So they should step into it with the shoes on. Is that correct? Or does
well,
that
no,
matter?
because someone could if you go to a venue and dress the bride, you can put the shoes on at the last minute, can't you? Then
Yeah, I have seen a bit of both, and I do think stepping in with heels on must be so difficult because off balance underneath all the layers.
Yeah, no, I wouldn't. I'd just
Especially if you've got an underskirt on and all that.
yeah, you got to
You'd
put
know
your
about that, wouldn't you?
underskirt on and the dress at the same time.
Right, Karen, this is a debate that I've had for years and I've always wanted to speak about it on the podcast, but these always slag me off. Tea or coffee on a wedding morning.
Never.
Never, isn't it?
I would say, obviously, before when you've got your little nightgown on with bride on the back.
But it's got to be nowhere near the dress.
Yeah, I don't like people drinking tea or coffee in the shop.
Really?
Yeah,
Well, that makes sense, doesn't it? Because there's dresses everywhere.
Yeah. Sometimes we will make a little old woman a cup of tea, though, if she comes in.
But stay over there.
Yeah.
No one puts Nana in the corner. Have you had any bad horror stories with dresses in the
I
morning?
haven't seen anything like over the top. I mean, I've seen things where there's like something's probably happened in the transition of from the house to the place or whatever, where there's been like a little stain or whatever like that. But nothing that like has happened and it's just like everyone's gone into meltdown. No, I wouldn't say.
I don't think it'd spoil the day, mate.
No, you can't let it, can you?
No, definitely not. I did get a phone call off a lady who got married somewhere on a golf course, and she said transporting her from the
On the golf
room
buggy?
on the golf buggy, her dress got caught in the wheel.
Oh,
yeah.
my God.
That would spoil the day.
Yeah, that
because
would spoil
it
your
did
day, yeah.
wrap around. It was destroyed.
How does that even happen?
I don't know, but
Not naming no golf courses on this
No.
podcast. Oh my God, that's terrible. But I was up more thinking about like knowing a zip. Because you'd always have to have the morning where the bride's mum's putting it in the dress and you can see her hands like shaking as it is.
yeah, you should. Some of the seamstresses they give a little
kit?
little kit, yeah, for little.
Seen the
little
white
needle
gloves and all
cotton.
that, haven't
Yeah,
you?
the white gloves. That's in case you get makeup on, and you can get like little cotton, little things that you can just tack up. I just don't think it'd spoil the day, mate.
Yeah.
I've seen makeup and blood on wedding dresses. Any tips for how you would get out on it in the morning?
In that precise moment.
Well, blood. You could have little wipes, couldn't you? But not scented ones, because
Yeah.
the perfume in the scented wipes
Stains it.
they would cause more problems. I think sometimes if you've got something that you can get away with it, because if you can do more damage.
Yeah, so
rubbing in
just
and
leave it if
trying,
it's not that
leave
bad,
one
yeah.
alone.
Well, I seen a makeup artist recently. You know that like liquid highlighter stuff.
Yeah.
So the bride was in her dress and she poured it onto her hand, and obviously it's dead runny. And I was stood there watching, and it was literally running down her hands, and she was just like so careless. And I was thinking, oh my God, that's gonna go in the dress. That's gonna go in the dress. And then she's doing the bride's chest, like making all the highlights. I was like, it's gonna go in the dress. Gonna go in the dress. And then I didn't see it go on the dress, but the next minute I just looked and she had a little blob.
Yeah.
On like a satin, if that's even the material.
Yeah.
Dress, but I was like, the bride didn't know, and I thought, I'm not gonna
Not
say
tell
to
her.
her.
I'm not saying nothing.
Because I said
full
to Josh,
disclosure.
I was like,
Couldn't she?
oh my God, she's got makeup on her dress. But
Yeah.
it was just the way the makeup artist was just like that. I was thinking, you're literally standing over the dress, like move away. I couldn't believe it.
See, that's the thing, isn't it, for like makeup artists out there when they come to doing the chest area once the bride's in the dress. What advice would you give for that?
So
Be careful.
most of the dresses that we get in, and when they come in to clean and we go over them, the bottom's always filthy, the inside layer, always. And there's always makeup around the bust and the arms, because they do get spray
Yeah.
tans.
Yeah.
That's the way it is.
Most of the time, they normally put like a towel or like something in front while like
bib.
to protect the dress.
Yeah.
But yeah, when she
I,
done it,
I should imagine would they put the makeup on before they put the dress on?
So
Yeah,
they do
yeah.
a lot of makeup then, but then you do see it at the end, don't they?
It was
Just
just
before
a
they're
little
about,
touch,
just a little touch
yeah,
up, which is
yeah.
the bit where we love, to be fair.
Yeah.
Not that we're digging out any makeup artists, like, but
No, they're not bridal specialists, makeup artists, if they do that with the foundation on their arms, are they?
isn't that hysterical? But
Well, it was only because I thought if obviously the bride noticed, and I've seen where they noticed that they found that they've got makeup on the dress and they go into meltdown. It's like if I had any tips to be like, use this to get it out. Or
Yeah.
like,
Soda
but
water with
then
it.
also yeah,
Soda water.
but I'd be
milk,
scared.
yeah.
Milk?
Milk for blood, I don't know, but that's dried in. I don't know.
do you know what actually really works well? San Pellegrino Limonade. Sponsored by.
I'd also be scared to give them advice in case
Yeah.
it just
Yeah.
spreads
Backfired
and got
on
And it
worse.
leaves a big ring then, doesn't it, if you start messing with things?
I've had bird shit. on a
People
dress before.
look to us though, don't they?
Especially the Titanic, if they get pictures
that's
up
it,
on
yeah.
the bridge.
Just full of
There's
seagulls, isn't it?
loads of it, yeah, when
Yeah.
they do warn us when we come in.
And what? Do you have different procedures for different stains?
Yeah, different chemicals to get different stains
stuff out.
Yeah.
It's a bit of a...
Any of them vanish?
No, vanished.
You mean the product vanish?
Products, yeah.
You trying to get a sponsor?
I don't know.
Cleaning sponsor. I was going to go a little bit crude then, but I won't. I'll be PG.
Please don't.
Family show.
Yeah.
When it comes to stains. Any poo stains?
No.
Human poo?
I don't think so.
I'd like to think if there was, the bride would try and clean it before she
I'm
did it
not saying
back.
that to get cleaned.
You do get sick, a lot of sick.
Well, I had it recently, I think I had it at the end of last year. Bridesmaid, unfortunately, a little boy,
Yeah.
thought it was just a fart. Wasn't a fart. Diarrhea. On a
dress.
bridesmaid dress. So she was walking around in her jammies.
Oh.
I think you were at that venue with me, Merrydale.
Was I?
I think so. But it was sad though because she had lovely pyjamas though, so she you know what I mean, she got away with it. But
Surely he's having a spare dress.
well, this is the thing. I think she was just like one of them, not bothered.
Yeah.
But what would you do in that situation?
She's the bridesmaid.
Yeah.
You wouldn't have a spare dress, would you? Yeah.
You
Put it
wouldn't
in
have
the
a
back.
spare bridesmaid dress, but you'd probably have a spare outfit. What would you be going over?
Couldn't you clean it? I feel like I am coming to you for a lot of cleaning questions here. And you'll
I
be
feel like you could clean the heavy off, but the smell.
Yeah.
Like,
Oh,
and
you
you
wouldn't
just
want
feel
it on, would
minty.
you?
yeah.
No, I'd have to take it off. Excuse me, and put what I was going to go home in for the wedding then. 'Cause it doesn't matter. You
Trackies.
just- Yeah.
Walking down
Keep your
the aisle
pyjamas
in
on.
a
They're
pair of
probably a bit
trackies.
nicer, aren't they?
You'd have to hang your bridesmaid roll up, wouldn't you?
Yeah. Do you have bridesmaid dresses coming into your shop?
Yeah, we do. And little flower girls' dresses come, yeah.
Just sell them?
Not many. We have got a few Kirsty Doyle sample flower girl dresses in at the moment, but we don't get them very often. It's just wedding dresses. We like to focus on the bride on that day.
Yeah. Because you must have people coming into the shop, like bridesmaids, mother of the bride, even
Yeah.
mother of the grooms as well. Do they ever go, oh, I want to try one on, or is it just
Yeah,
not like that?
We charge for our appointments because when we first opened, we were getting bombarded with appointments and girls were phoning us up saying, can we come in our lunch hour and try dresses on? And it's quite hard work.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
to
not
get the
just...
dresses.
not-
yeah.
it's not a 2-minute thing, is it?
Yeah, and there's a lot going on in our place, so
course,
like
yeah.
that. So then we thought we'll charge for the appointment, so it's whittled the amount of brides that we get in, but the ones that come in want to buy.
Yeah.
So that's what, as mean as it sounds, we don't want to waste our time.
Yeah,
doing
and
it.
also
Being mean.
also for them, the experience is better if they're getting more time with you because you obviously haven't got other things
Yeah,
going
you move
on.
stuff around.
They're getting a better experience of being in the bridal shop trying on dresses.
Yeah.
Well, I didn't know that they're paying for the appointment. That's a good idea, though, I think, because...
Well, that's what
do all
we do. I
bridal
don't know-
shops do that?
I don't know whether all bridal shops do, but what happens is when a bride is looking for a dress, she'll make appointments with loads of bridal
Yeah.
boutiques, and then when she's bought one, she won't tell you
Chip the rest
boutique.
off,
So
yeah.
there's a lot of wasted appointments as well.
Yeah.
So if they've paid £20 for an appointment, I feel as if it's took a little bit of... If they don't... We get very, very rare no one comes to appointment with us because...
That's a good idea, though.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's
Yeah.
just... And then what we say to them is, we'll give you a free gown bag. If
So they are paying for something then, aren't they?
If
Yeah.
you buy a dress off us, you'd get a free gown bag, which, normally we charge £20 for. So that's sort of...
Counts for
Give and
that,
take, isn't it?
Yeah.
Just a little...
So
something.
any brides who are listening, would you recommend them to go to different boutiques to get a feel of dresses, or just all sell like similar stuff?
It just depends on your budget. With
Oh, is it? Okay.
Yeah, budgets define boutiques. The boutiques all have their own designers, so it just depends on what budget.
So no one has the same
or
designer?
style. No,
Ah.
no, there's loads.
Honest
Well,
to
you
God.
can't have the same
So,
designer.
I'm quite surprised
in
that
the
you don't
same
even know
area.
that.
Well,
You-
I'm not a bride to be, am I?
Neither am I, but I still know.
But even when we shoot weddings and I turn up and I see like the label on the dress, I just never...
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie, I didn't know that either. I didn't know that in the same area they couldn't have similar
Yeah, no, they can't.
we can't have the same designer.
They can't have this designer in the same area.
That is madness. That is absolutely madness. But you know what? I thought this before when you said about the dress. Sorry, about when we speak about stories regarding the dress that you're wearing. Wouldn't it be quite cool if on the tag it had like a history? worn by...
Born in 1946 by...
I just think it'd be quite cool,
Joseph.
wouldn't it? To see like the tag and it had it made in Liverpool. It's got like, with
The
being
bride's
here.
names on.
Yeah.
Imagine if they
With
got
the
divorced
mobile
then.
number to send me a picture.
Yeah, I think that'd be lovely, that. Imagine.
We've sold a pre-loved dress. We have had the brides originally wanting to see who bought it and to see how they style the dress. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, no,
I don't like doing that.
Yeah, it's a
No,
bit like...
it's a little bit...
Yeah.
They might not want people to know that they bought a pre-love dress,
Yeah.
so I just say, we can't really share
Yeah.
that
Is there
information.
that? Do you see that sometimes? Is there like thought of like, oh, I don't want people seeing me coming in
Yeah,
that type of
yeah,
thing?
we do see that, yeah.
Because, but is this again towards the like the perception thing, like that they're just associating that with like pre-loved dresses rather than the fact that you have new ones too?
Yeah.
Do you think it's just that in their head?
I don't know what it is. You wouldn't know. Some of the dresses that we clean, they are like brand new. You literally wouldn't know they'd been worn.
And I'm not saying this. I'm not tying these two things up at all. But do you think because of the whole vintage era, which we're now in, where people aren't asked if someone's wore something once, like I know, like Becky lives on Vinted, to be fair, like, and she just gets all kinds of stuff on, and she throws all our stuff on there as well, because like I think we do live in this very instantaneous fast fashion world, and we were like, oh, there's a few bubbles on that, whatever, you can't be asked getting them out or whatever, so you just get rid of it. But now instead of throwing it in a bin, a lot of people go into Vinted, but then there's other people who aren't bothered about wearing something because it does look brand new, and that's t-shirts and everything. So a bridal dress has been worn once, so I think it's much more acceptable, I would say,
especially when it's come from a professional cleaning.
Well, do you know what I
well.
mean?
Yes.
We don't use vanish.
That is a rare... That's a good combo though, isn't it? To start, like, the Second Chance Gowns, to already be in, like, the industry cleaning dresses for, like, how
And having the connections as well to have no shortage of gowns.
Yeah.
We can get... Another thing, what we can do, if we get a bride in and she doesn't... Because you can't order off our dresses, she might say, oh, I love that dress, but it might not be in her size. We can then go and try and source her a dress from boutiques who we think will stock their dresses and then get them back the week later. So we can also do that.
I was actually going to speak about sizes being a thing. Is it... Obviously with the dresses and people, a waiting list, can you go through the waiting list and see the sizes to sort of push things through a bit more?
Yeah, we know which is the popular sizes. A lot of the sample gowns, they're in a size 10 or a 16. There's the boutiques have to buy certain which
sizes.
are the most popular ones.
Yeah.
That's the way they do it. So we do get a lot of 10s. So if there's a... We always ask them when they've made an appointment, what UK dress size are you? So for some reason, if they're a 14, they say that they lie about the size. I don't know why they do it, because they've got to try
wasting it all the time, aren't they, really?
Yeah, and I think it doesn't make no difference to me. If you're a 16 or an 18, you still look gorgeous on your wedding day. We can get lovely dresses so just tell the truth.
Yeah.
When you're talking about sizes, it say... I'm a size 10, so would I be a size 10 in a wedding dress, or is it completely different?
Completely different sizes. And there's that many different designers use their own style chart. So we're in our shop, we start at a 6, 8, 10, 12, and 14, 16, and along the rail. Because also the seamstress upstairs can make one that's too big, fit you.
Yeah.
One too small, they can put corsets in to just let the back out a little bit more. So... There's loads of little options that you can do.
So you are still getting the same, like, feel, service, everything's exactly the same, isn't it?
We get, even if they don't buy a dress from us, most of the brides that go out the shop say, thanks very much, it was lovely coming in and spending time with us.
That's nice though, isn't it?
Yeah.
Full experience, isn't it? It's part of, like, the planning process. I think if anything, it's probably one of the most exciting parts of planning a wedding. And I haven't even, tried a dress on before. But you know what I mean? You can imagine the experience of going with, like,
some
brides
brides are dead nervous. And,
really?
And it's good to just have a little chat with them first and find out what the plans are, where are they with the, the journey, where they're going, and just chatting about other things to just make them feel like it.
Normal day-to-day stuff.
Taking your clothes off sometimes, it's quite personal, isn't it?
Definitely.
So you've got to try and get the confidence first to make sure that they're all right with you, and you know.
It's very
makes them feel comfortable.
Should they bring like suitable underwear, or like?
Yeah, some I don't know why. Well, especially it's the winter, isn't it? A lot of them
like fluffy ones.
Black socks. All of me say, are you going to take them off for the wedding, do you think? Are you going to wear them laughing, Because we've got like a step to stand on, because they don't bring shoes as well. So we have a step to stand on, so they get the idea that how the dress flows.
Yeah.
More.
You just triggered me onto something here. Because the thing that always comes up for me, And it's kind of become like, not a running joke, because that's not fair, but like...
What, Spanx?
Yeah, no. The practicality of an actual wedding dress. So we're going past like the whole, do you want this one or that one? Like when you're actually in it, this step situation in wedding dresses, does that give a false sense of security of how long dresses actually are, do you think?
They always have to get hemmed anyway.
This is for yous as well, by the way, because I noticed loads when girls are on the, well, not necessarily girls, but when they're on the wedding day and they're standing still, and like it's all gathering on the floor, or like some of the layers aren't where they're supposed to be, or it's just a bit too far back or whatever. And I was thinking, not to blame you, but is this like, because when they're in the shop and they're just standing perfectly still and it's all draped out beautifully on a raised platform, is that when you're talking about like the cleaning thing and like all the ruffles getting it, like, do you think that might be why?
No, because they'd be going to a bridal
a long way round to
specialist,
explain
alterations girl, who will, that when they go on the fittings, they bring the shoes with them, what they're going to wear on the day. So that's
is that like you have to bring them in?
Well, I should have. Vanessa from my alteration room, who works with us, that's what she says. Bring your shoes in.
It makes sense, doesn't it?
Yeah. And later on in the night, a lot of them wear flip flops, don't they? So they're going to get dirty anyway. That's where it does get dirty. But
I think sometimes the main problem with that long skirt is because it's normally when they've got an underskirt on, and the underskirt's not sat in the right position, so the dress is not sticking out the way it should be. It's just like falling, and then they're like tripping up over it.
Well, the underskirts make you be able to walk better.
Yeah.
To be honest with you, if anything, it'd help you walk.
Yeah.
Because it brings the dress out.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. Sometimes they have it too far down or like not in the right position, so the dress is not sitting properly on the underskirt.
A lot of the brides before the wedding must be that stressed out. They lose loads of weight. So the seamstress brings the fitting as close as possible to the wedding days. But then they've still got to take it home, and that for some reason they just lose loads of weight with stress, I think. I don't know.
The seamstress must be saying to them, listen, go home, order yourself a Domino's.
Case of a massive chippy.
Get Netflix on, enjoy yourself.
That's not going nowhere, girl.
This now, you've worked hard, and you need a fit in that dress, girl, alright? Not the other way round, swimming on you.
Boss. So, you've brought something with you here today. Which,
I have asked for permission for this.
Go on. What have we got?
So we've got a dress. We had 3 dresses in this morning before I came. And this was the dirtiest one out of the cleaner. And I was talking to someone when the girl brought it in, and I had to phone her to ask for permission. I just didn't want to bring it. And I said to her, this is the dirtiest one, and this is why we wanted to use yours. And she went,
phone's up. Are you taking the piss?
I'm not going to tell anyone. So this is just a little insight into the...
This is actually really, really good. The way we say to brides, like if you're walking around on the cleanest floor on
the dance floor does most
on
of
the
damage.
planet, your dress will always get dirty, and I don't think they really understand what we mean.
Dirty.
Where's the most common place for it to get dirty? Is it on the
It's usually
floor?
round here, round there where the makeup's gone, the makeup veil, and the bottom layer, the inside layer. That's where it's
Lift it up, just
sweeps
lift
along.
it up a little tiny bit more.
Sweeps
So that's it,
along
yeah,
the floor.
you can see there.
Does that look like something that you could get out?
Yeah, definitely. This isn't a bad one.
Really?
Sometimes they're well worse than that. Sometimes they're really...
So this is even really like enlightening for me now sometimes, because I've been on days where obviously we're doing our best to try and like calm the bride down, because they're going off their heads when they're seeing the dress like that. But we're going, honestly, you can't, because we always get it off the pictures and the videos. Yeah. But like from their point of view, obviously we're just trying to like rein them back in, because their heads are everywhere because they've got a bit of dirt on the dress. But I've seen dresses not even as bad as that and thought, oh my God, shit. I can't lie about this. That's wrecked, but clearly it's not.
Oh no, that's definitely not wrecked. We'll definitely be. I'm quite confident we'll be able to get that like new. I'm sure that girl wants to sell that dress. So the way we look at it is, we get them as if everyone wants to sell the dress afterwards, and try our very best to get the best result that we can for
Brand
them.
new quality type of thing. Yeah. I always say to all the brides though, like a dirty dress means you've had a good time.
Yeah.
If it comes back clean, then you know what I mean. You've been watching what you've been doing all night, haven't you? So
They do blame the photographers, the brides. They say
I do as well. To be fair, I do blame them.
Get the blame for everything. The chef didn't cook the bacon right. It was our fault. I'm telling you.
Yeah, there's dragging us through fields where there was bad shit.
But that is true. I think that there are photographers out there. We've seen them.
Yeah.
That like they're almost not bothered about like
It's more about what they
it's
want.
more about what they
It
want.
is about the shot though that you get.
It is,
shots,
but I mean,
isn't it?
I think there needs to be a level balance between getting the shots that we would love them to have,
Yeah.
but also not making them feel uncomfortable where they're not themselves in it.
Yeah.
And
Or
that's
they've ruined the
fine
dress
line.
to get the shot.
Yeah, it just doesn't
Yeah.
make any sense to me to do that, because
Yeah.
then like they might be upset all day if they've got like dirt on it or
I
whatever.
should imagine if it gets wet, it'd be uncomfortable, wouldn't it, at the
Yeah.
bottom of the dresses? So if it was raining,
Winter weddings when
Yeah.
it's been pouring down, and
Yeah.
I've seen it before when brides have been and it's dragging it through on
Yeah.
the dress,
Picking up all the twigs and
yeah,
all that.
and you think
it's
you've
you know
got to
what's funny
sit there and
though?
have your food in that dress, feeling like
Yeah.
that.
Do you know what I think's dead funny though as well, is like sometimes when we're like, I don't know if you want to go out there, and they're like, not asked, I'm going.
Yeah.
I love that. Like
Yeah,
that just
yeah.
gives you like it's off. Like the cups are off. Do you know what I
Yeah.
mean?
we had a girl coming in once with this dress and it was really, really dirty. So we go over the form and it's really dirty at the back, and you know, we'll try our best, and this is what we're saying to her. And then took us a couple of weeks, we couldn't get the dress clean, it was impossible. So we brought her back in and said, this is what we can do without damaging the dress. So if you want us to do more, it's your risk. We don't mind having another go, but we can't get them stains off, and we've really tried. And she went, oh, well, no, I think it's all right. I did have my 3-year-old son on the train, dragging him down the dance floor, and I thought, that's why we couldn't get
you'd
that dress
expect, yeah.
cleaned. Because you've just answered. We were disappointed that we didn't get the good results at the end
Yeah.
of it. And that's why we couldn't do it. Because how are you going? You know, there's just some things that you can't make right. And that was when she said it, I thought, I'm so glad you said that, because I really was disappointed in the result in it. But
Do you just put on your like socials like before and afters?
Yeah.
I'd love stuff like that.
Yeah.
You see, because I think it would give the bride like reassurance and thinking, yeah, we will actually save our dress, because look at theirs in a much worse condition than ours is, and it's being brought back to life essentially. And with that new frame over, but you know, being able to put it in a frame like that would be unbelievable, I think.
yeah, well, if in a frame like that, you probably wouldn't even see the bottom of the dress.
No, you wouldn't,
because it'd be at the back. It's more the top bodice bit that we're going to show off on the frames.
What's your thoughts on a second look?
Well, I think that a lot of the girls are going for minis now for the second look. I personally think if you're going to buy a wedding dress, wear it all day and night.
I agree.
But I think the weddings now, you can have a second dress the next day. You can have a little bit more of a low-key barbecue, or, you know, a meal with...
small gathering with everyone.
Yeah, and then maybe, I don't know, or the night before, sometimes they have a little drink too, don't they now? That's quite popular with them. I personally like one dress.
Yeah, I'm in agreement.
Yeah.
You're spending that much money.
Yeah.
Like,
And
why would
And
why would you get
I was going
another
to say,
one?
the reason why I think wearing one dress is important is because most of the time your photographers and videographers are gone when you're in your second dress. And so I've seen it before, and you've witnessed it, haven't you, where the bride just finished the first dance and she's rushing off to go and get into a second dress just so she can have some photos and videos in it. And I feel like if you're, you know, as I have experienced it, but I just think, just be in the moment, enjoy it. You shouldn't be worried about like putting another dress on for.
We've seen it the other way as well, haven't we? Where they've said like we want you to definitely get some of that, but then they've done it the other way around, so they have been in the moment and they forgot about their second dress.
Yeah.
And then when we're coming to say like, see you later, she's saying, oh my god, didn't even get me second dress out. Oh, it doesn't matter.
Doesn't
Yeah.
matter.
You get it from both things, but that's the reassuring thing, isn't it? Like they're still happy.
Yeah.
That's the importance. You're enjoying yourself. That's all a wedding day should be. It shouldn't be overly too concerning about getting a shot in a certain dress. You know, one dress is good enough for us.
Yeah, I think one dress.
But then again, this is going off a full circle now again, probably ended at this point in regard to dresses. Like, I don't think religious dresses, but like cultural dresses. Where, like,
Indian dresses, that weddings, they have about... We haven't cleaned. I don't like cleaning the Indian dresses, to be honest with you, because they're silk and they're very deep coloured bleeds, you know, where you just causes yourself more hassle.
Yeah.
But they can have like 7 or 8
dresses throughout the day.
throughout the 3 days.
Well,
I
3
think
days,
they have
isn't it?
a few, don't they, them? So we've steamed and pressed loads of their dresses, but when they come back to get them cleaned, I would say, do you know what, we don't do them. They're too much. They're too much of a risk.
Yeah.
It's not worth it.
There you go. You heard it here first, sorry.
So, talking about on the back of the end of...
End of dresses.
End of dresses, or just end of that segment, really.
Yeah.
Let's move on to my little segment.
Oh, Ryan.
Which...
You need a jingle, I think.
That's my jingle. So, obviously, I've been doing it a couple of weeks. You might not have seen this, but every week I try and bring something in, a reason around why we're here and stuff like that as well.
Yeah.
And this week I brought some.
Oh.
You know what I mean? I'm like that, aren't I? And this ties in to us all, really. And these little things... So we were talking about, like, when it comes to the end,
Let's
which
go
is
up a little bit
Higher.
which is typically the point where people will either see you at the start or to potentially at the end if they've, like, getting the dresses cleaned. These little things...
Thank you cards.
People who don't know, thank you cards. And the reason why I've brought these in is because I think, especially after seeing a few people's posts literally today in our little industry, and some brides as well, and grooms, is these little things don't half go a long way, in my opinion.
I've still got every single card I've been
talking
given.
about, like, what you've mentioned there about, like, the way you feel about their day. 'Cause obviously we're turning up and we're vendors to people's days, but there is still a level that we feel about their day. And I think these little things always tell us that we've done a good job in a small way, because you don't ever really know. Like, it happens to us all the time. I think we've spoken about it before, and there's no problem with it either. Like, you might have spent your life having the best time ever with a specific bride and groom or whatever, and then it's come to the point where you've delivered the images back or the videos back or the dress back, and you're like, blank space. And there's not that there's anything wrong with not saying thank you, but just how far they actually go.
Yeah.
Just to have that through. And I think from our point of view as well, so because I brought these in, these are from brides and grooms to me, but little plug for myself. I feel so strongly about those two little words, which is thank you, that I've now started to include these in my little boxes.
Lovely.
So anyone who does a full day wedding with myself, when you get your photos back, which comes in a USB with a little printed box, I don't have one here, this will also be inside. And it's just a little thank you from Ryan at Roll & Stop. But talking about to thank the other people for going to the brides and grooms days, I joined up with a little partner called Inky Studio. On the back of these, there's also a little QR code where you can actually get thank you cards made with the images that I gave you. So you can actually send them out to everyone, just as a reminder to say thank you, because it does go a long, long, long way. And I wanted to tie it up into, like, what we feel about that sometimes when you've come to the end of your journey with a bride and groom, how you feel about it. Like, is it okay that they've just moved on, or do you want to be connected to them still?
Ryan, that was beautiful.
Talk.
It is true. Like, it does go a really, really long way.
It's manners, isn't it, as well? Sometimes it's just...
And it's even like a small gesture, like a card. Like, and I know it's, it's a cost as such, but it's a small cost. And as I say, I've got every single card that we've ever been given, Beth, haven't we, from any wedding. And we have like a box in the office, in the house, and it's just full of nice well wishes.
We don't get a lot of cards, but people actually say to us thank you, so that's enough, isn't it?
Oh yeah, massively, because for us, it's your business. You're not working for someone else, and it's just a job. It means so much more to you because you've started from the scratch up, from the start upwards, and that little thank you and that card and everything else, it's just, it pushes you further really into going, I know why I'm doing this job now. Yeah. Like them moments are the reasons
good days,
why.
And I think as well from a vendor point of view, I think more vendors should be saying thank you. And I know we do when we say it on the day. We do definitely, I know, because we've seen it. But like, don't forget to say thank you to them as well. Like, yes, they've paid for a service from you, and yes, you've given them a lot of your time, but say thank you for it. Like, it goes both ways.
Could have gone anywhere, couldn't they?
Could have gone anywhere. Of all, like, especially for us, there's loads of photographers and videographers out there. In this city alone, there's 1,000 that I could probably just name off the top of my head. So to pick you out of all of them means a lot.
Compliments, isn't it?
So that's why I always wanted to say thank you back there.
It's question time.
Hey, we love that.
Doesn't get old, that.
Right, questions. My job this, to find them for us. So, I've had a few questions sent in. First one, how much is it to get a wedding dress cleaned?
So our wedding dress starts at £109.
£109, okay. And does it go extremely high?
No,
Is this what you said before about the tiers, about how many layers and that?
So we've got 109, 119, goes up £10 for every 2 layers. Then that's the way we price it.
Why'd you start at 109, not 110?
Because it sounds better, doesn't it?
It does sound better.
108.99
Karen,
it
you
is.
got us there.
That's quite reasonable. That though I thought it was going to be a lot more.
No, we are quite reasonable, and that's what we try and market it at, because weddings are expensive, aren't they? And we can't see the point in.
Well, if you outprice it, you think, well, no one's going to bother getting them dressed cleaned, are they? So, and I think sometimes if you price yourself too high, it's like you don't want the work then. You're going that high. That's what I think anyway.
I'm sure my cousin got quoted like in the 200s, and
Definitely.
his was just a slim fit. It was embellished, but there was no layers to it.
Yes, we are quite reasonable. I think maybe we will have to up our prices.
Maybe we're too reasonable.
Cost of living.
Yeah, that's it, isn't it? Materials, everything costs a fortune. Can people customise their dresses? Example, add a bow on the back.
Yes, we have a seamstress at the moment who is from. She's been making bows, for the Christmas trees. So she's been making them on the dresses, especially bridesmaids' dresses. We've had a lot of bows where they've wanted, if they get a little bit took off the hem, they can make the bow in the same fabric.
Okay.
While we're talking about bows, I feel like bows have become a big trend on
Bows are
dresses.
big, yeah.
Is there anything new that you've seen coming like this year, or maybe even in the future years, like new trends or new styles of dresses?
There's loads of new styles comes out all the time, but you've also got your classic styles as well.
Is that your preference, classics type stuff?
I think it might be an age thing with me though. I think
I'm a classic type of guy. I think
I like. Yeah,
it's timeless, isn't it? Then there's no like next year it changes. It's still the same, isn't it?
Yeah, there's drop waist ones, is it Bridget in the film, the programme?
Yes,
a lot of
big fan of Bridget.
Yeah.
Beth there, sparked up, didn't she? Wonder why,
It's very saucy.
I don't watch it. Listen, I'm gonna start watching this.
Why is she gone dead red?
We all know why.
I'm not even putting the camera on myself.
She's not soft. Have you ever told a bride to be, when she's walking to the shop, what dress is for you? Because some people can be like that, can't they? You go, I know what would just be, perfect for you.
No, because they've got to make that. But sometimes we do pick, so we all pick a dress, don't we?
Okay.
So sometimes it can be my dress, that could be the one, or it could be the nan's dress you pick, would never ever tell anyone. I will give advice though, free advice to anyone who wants it off me, but...
I think it's good though, because I feel like your bridesmaids, and obviously if you're taking like mother to bride, mother to the groom with you, like they're obviously just going to go, oh, you look gorgeous in everything, because I'm sure they do look gorgeous in everything, but they want to find the one. And I feel like having your opinion is so much more valuable because you're the professional.
Sometimes the girl, we had an appointment this morning and the girl brought a friend and she was so good on the appointment. I felt like giving her a little job on a Saturday when we're busy, because she was dead honest with the girl, her friends, and obviously they do want them to look the best.
Yeah.
Of course, yeah.
Just some people have got that little flair that they can say, no, let's try this one, do that,
Got the eye, haven't they? Or the no. What should a bride to be bring for a dress fitting? What's like essential?
I would definitely bring shoes, if you can remember to bring shoes.
Heels.
Heels, yeah, what you think you're going to wear on the day. Some girls wear great big massive high heels, don't they? Or some,
Not for long.
Yeah, the flip-flops are on by the time.
Some wear Crocs with heels on.
Yeah.
I've seen them. We actually seen them. We've seen them last year.
Thing, aren't they?
Yeah.
Would you suggest them wearing like that if they want to say have the hair up, or they envision having the hair up on the wedding day? Would you tell them to like bring a bobble or like?
We have bobbles there because they don't bring bobbles, to be honest with you. But depending on the style of the gown, depends on your hair.
Yeah.
You can't pick your hair until, because some of the backs on the dresses are absolutely gorgeous, so you'll want your hair up.
Yeah.
Because you've got to show the back off. So literally, but if they haven't put the hair in a bobble, we'll always put it in a bobble to stick the veil in as well.
Yes.
Makes it easier.
These are all really good insights for people who are planning on
some of
going
the best
to
tips
like
I've ever heard, these.
a boutique or the likes of yourself coming to you to know before coming into. So thanks for answering them questions. There's just a few more still.
You're not going home yet.
Yeah, you're not going home. Yeah. What happens? I know we spoke about the weight thing before, but what happens if the weight changes from buying the dress until the wedding day?
So if what happens is the seamstress can take the dress. It depends if they go bigger. You can get a corset put in the back to give you that extra room. It depends on how much weight you put on, really. And if you lose a lot of weight, that's what the brides tend to do. The seamstresses have their appointments about 2 months before the wedding, so as close to the wedding as possible. So then
They can avoid that.
They can,
from
yeah,
happening,
they can, because they're not going to. As soon as they tend to buy the dress at least 12 months before, unless they're like the last.
Is that what it is? 12 months before?
If you go into the boutique, you tend to have to order. It takes 6 months for it to come through. Ours are off the peg, so you can get married. We had a girl knock on our shop when we first opened on a Tuesday and said, "Ah, yeah," and we went, "Ah, yeah, can we have an appointment? I'm actually getting married on Friday," and I went.
Yeah.
That
Friday next year, love.
this Friday, so we went, oh God, come in, got her a dress, and Vanessa worked late to make it fit her, so only that we had the seamstress day, we wouldn't have been able
Shout
to
out
go
Vanessa, saving.
Yeah. My alterations room, she is a saviour.
Do they have like a final fitting?
Yeah, and then they have the first fitting where they all get pins and make it bigger or smaller. The seamstresses, the bridal seamstresses are amazing. They're like magicians, honestly. They can just make a dress completely fit you.
Yeah.
And so they first do the fitting, and then you'll go back and then to try it on, and that's probably you'll have to bring your shoes definitely for then. And then there's not very often they need a third fitting. It just might be just a little tweak or something, I don't know. And that's how they work.
Are they like a few months before or like a few weeks or?
A few months, so as close to the wedding date as possible, but it's hard to get a good bridal seamstress. So as soon as you've got your dress, you should book that in right away. That's
There you go.
important.
Good tip.
These
that.
are all good tips.
That's a
really
good
good
tip,
tips. Final question, say this one to last because it's from a supplier
Yeah.
who's a big fan of you, Karen.
Ooh.
It starts off with, oh my God, I love Karen
Oh.
and her business. Ask Karen when our photo shoot is. Do you know what this is?
Our photo shoot is...
This could be anyone, couldn't it, really?
Could be a few.
It is Makeup by Carla Knight. It's not really...
I know Carla.
It's not really a question. It's just there admiring you, Karen.
Oh, she's so nice, Carla.
Yeah, she's lovely, isn't she?
Anytime. She can... Oh, she wants to do the photo shoot up on the roof... what is it called? The sunroof?
Why do people come and do photo shoots up there, do they?
No, but we can get the keys off them and they can bring us up. Bridal Sky are going to be involved in that as well.
Ah.
So we've got the skyline, Liverpool.
You can see it all from there, can you? Yeah. This is a final question from myself. It's a very personal question. You don't have to answer it. Have you been married before? Or are you married?
Yeah, I am married.
And at the time when you got married, was you involved in this sort of world?
No, I actually bought my wedding dress from, you don't remember this, British Home Stores, the bridal department upstairs.
I know British Home Stores. British Home Stores, yeah.
But they had a little bradle department upstairs.
Do you think it's changed then from when you got married now to...
Yeah, I think it's changing again. I think it's getting more sustainable.
About sustainability more now?
Yeah, definitely. I think it's changing. I think, there's still really good designers, dead expensive, but I think there's more savvy brides now.
Yeah.
People are more aware of what's available to them now, aren't they?
Yeah, definitely. That's a very nice end, by the way.
That was a boss little.
Yeah.
Tips, you heard them all here.
Yeah, I think we just put the end bit at the start.
I know.
Gives everyone sat there with the notebooks at home going, right, I need to do this, and he's especially the brides to be. But no, really appreciate you coming down.
Appreciate
It was great.
Anything to add? Anything? Anybody want to ask anything?
I was just going to mention there, because we were just talking while you were at the WC before. We were talking about Karen's, like, before she came on the podcast, like, I wouldn't say, she was basically a bit nervous.
Yeah.
Which is totally fine, because obviously it is a lot to, like, put yourself out there and stuff like that. I was only talking to our
You
mate.
don't think people are interested in what you've got to say?
Exactly. But how
what it
funny
is.
is it that it's the polar opposite? And we were talking about, like, selling stories and who you are and stuff like that. But for people who we are talking to try and get on this podcast for us, and we said, and you mentioned it before, like, from coming in here, and it's not as bad as it feels or seems, and you actually feel like you have got a lot to give and a lot to talk about, and now she's going away with, like, new aspirations of what else she can
It's given me
do.
the confidence to start doing little things myself for my own Instagram page and that.
Honestly, I see
And
that.
I thought that was dead valuable.
Yeah.
It was just a shame that you were tiddling at the time.
Well, sorry guys. But I think, honestly, from my own personal perspective, I thought the same when I started doing the podcast. Everyone used to say, what was it like doing it? And I used to always say what you said when you first started, which is, I hate the sound of my own voice.
Yeah.
And I always did, because I'm on one, the Scouse accent on record just always sounds terrible in my opinion. And when I started doing this, it gave me the confidence to be like, I'm not bothered now if that's my voice. I've just got to
And then
get on
I'm out there.
You're not going to
Like-
try and talk posh, are you?
But that's
Sounds
what
waste, doesn't
well,
it?
we were saying when you go to certain weddings and you walk in, because, you know, you do weddings all over the place for us, and like the groups of people can be from all different walks of life. And sometimes we could walk in and be a bit like, oh, hello, how's everyone doing today? And you want to just you don't want to stand out.
Professional tone, yeah.
So now you do go in with like, well, I do a podcast, I can't hide who I am now. So I've got to go in and just be me,
Be
otherwise
yourself.
they're going to
Take
be
it or
like,
leave it.
But the funniest part is that's what people love.
Yeah.
And like you
Yeah.
assume that people aren't bothered about who you are behind your brand, but it couldn't be any further from the truth.
Yeah.
And I think that's a lovely way to little sign off this, apart from saying thank you for people to listen.
thank you to everyone who's listened, subscribed, followed, and yeah, just keep liking. At the end of the video, just please like, it doesn't have to make a difference, so
Yeah. Please
say thank you.
say thank you at the end of the video. It doesn't
Give
have to go a long way.
thanks.
And thank you to you, Karen, for taking your time out
Yeah.
to come and chat with us. And
Oh, I've loved it.
I want that dress.